Aloha, beautiful souls. This is Ryan of tranSOULution, and welcome to Transform with Ryan, where I am bringing you that light whenever there are shadows. Now, in this pick a card tarot reading, we are going to be looking at your life purpose, who you're meant to be, and we are gonna get detailed AF. So make sure you get comfy, make sure you have the time and the quiet space to really hone in on this message and tune into whichever card is calling you, because we are going super duper deep with this reading. It's probably going to be one of my longest readings yet. So make sure that you have the time to be uninterrupted while you listen to this and receive all these downloads and transmissions from your higher self, from the divine, from source, universe, God, because again, we are looking at your life purpose, which is a very, very big topic. And it's really something that drives people forward. And when people lose sight of their life purpose, it really stalls them. And it can shift and change over time as well as you have new experiences. And so take a look at these four cards here and see which one is calling you the most. What is catching your eye the most? And you can see the timestamps are down in the description box below. We are going deep. We are getting detailed AF, love. So I will see you at your reading. Welcome back, Star Fam, to another reading here at Transform with Ryan. I am so grateful and thankful for your return, and I'm really actually super excited to do this reading for you. It's been something that's been on my mind for quite some time, but I knew it was such a big reading to provide. And so I was really kind of holding off until I felt like my energies were right to transmit these messages to you. Now, for those of you that are new to this channel, this is your first time watching a video here at Transform with Ryan, a reading. I'm so happy to have you here. I'm sending you a warm welcome and aloha. Thank you so much for joining. Please let me know in the comments down below where you are tuning in from. So let's take a look at your life purpose, who you're meant to be. And again, we are getting detailed AF because that is what we're about here at Transform with Ryan. We're about going deep, having true evolution and growth, and ultimately transformation. All right. So for those of you that were drawn to this mentor card, we're actually going to take a look at this more towards the end. We're going to cover some foundational information first. And before you start your actual reading, Spirit guided me to do a sacred geometry activation for all of you so that you can really receive these messages. And wow, Spirit is already ready to go. So what do we have here? So you can pause the video if you'd like and just take a look at this image. Spirit is saying for about 11 seconds, just focus in on this sacred geometry, all right? Beautiful. So I'm just going to put this to the side. Spirit was like, there's nothing more to be done with that, just to activate you for your reading. All right. So my dears, we're going to take a look at your past energies, okay? Because your life purpose in this present life is almost always connected to some past life energy, especially if there was some unfulfilled business, some incomplete business, unfinished business. That's a better way to say it. Especially if there was some unfinished business from your past. Okay, so let's take a look at that. So we have galactic. And what I'm getting here is, I'm not sure how many of you are familiar with the idea of star seeds, but just real briefly, there are tons of videos about it on YouTube here, and you can find some things online, of course. And I try to actually do a star seed reading, at least once a month. But star seeds are basically souls and entities whose essence originated in a different solar system or a different galaxy than the one you're presently in, all right? So I already get the sense that you are a light being that was brought here to really elevate the collective consciousness here on Earth, All right, so your past life you spent in other planets, other dimensions, other galaxies, realities, what have you, and you've learned so much, kind of tying into this mentor card. You've gained a lot of wisdom and knowledge, and you are being brought here to pass that on. So let's get some more information on these lifetimes in these other galaxies, okay? So let's see what's... If you are a star seed and you identify with that, let me know in the comments down below which other star system you really, really resonate with. Are you Pleiadian? Are you Sirian? Are you Arcturian? Those are like the main ones that I know. I know there's a bunch more than that. Andromeda is another big one. Okay, Spirit was saying take that one. Okay, let's just see what we have here with these 3 cards. Okay, loves? So the ones that, oh, just kidding, we have 4. Okay, so the ones that popped out here, we have the 10 of Swords. Let me just lay them down so I can take a look. We have 10 of Wands. Okay, so 2 10s. We have 6 of Swords. And we have the Magician. Wow. That is awesome sauce. Okay, so Spirit is saying, look at the numerology here. So we have 10, and 10 is 20, plus 6 is 26, plus 7, or 1, excuse me, is 27. So reducing that down, we have the number 9, which is the number of bringing collective energy together. So what I'm getting here is past energies is really you're accumulating, you're collecting, you're combining and bringing together all the wisdom and knowledge from your past lives in other dimensions and galaxies and bringing it here into this space. And part of your role in previous incarnations was, what I'm getting here is understanding really the point of life and sort of the transitions between lifetimes, because here we have a lot of images of death. Okay, but from death, you are reborn. So death is temporary, just as life is temporary for most beings, right? And so really your understanding is through the life process, the life cycle, right? And you know, actually life cycle is incorrect. What would be more accurate to say is soul cycle, okay? Because the soul still exists even when the physical body is no more. And so your mastery in past lifetimes, because here with the Magician, it's someone that can really create things out of nothing. Someone who is rather wise, okay? This is the first person that the Fool encounters on their journey through the major arcana. And the Fool is number 0. So it's that beginning. You can think of it too as like, you know, a soul before it's put into the body of a baby in the mother's womb. And the Magician is that first point of contact with something else, something other than self, that's really going to set the tone for the journey forward. And so that's what you did in past lives. People came to you for guidance, wisdom, grace, compassion, peace even. They came to you for peace and reassurance because you understood the flow of the soul, the flow of life force and creation and destruction and nurturing or sustaining things, okay? You really understood that quite well. And you were able to help people with whatever phase of life that they were in. And what I'm getting here is you in this present life now, you are one of those people that others would say is an old soul, okay? No, regardless of your age, people really look at you as someone wise beyond your years. Oh my gosh, that is such a compliment. Dang, I am in the presence of some pretty bomb people. I love it. And here with the 6 of Wands, you were definitely recognized for your abilities in previous lifetimes. You were highly regarded. You were very, very well respected. You were definitely a leader within the community, within the government system. If you're, you know, if your civilization in other lifetimes and other galaxies and universes had such a structure, you can think of this as almost like a village elder. Okay, that's who you were in multiple past lifetimes, actually, is what I'm getting, not just one. And that's how you accumulate all of this knowledge and information, okay? And again, you were very celebrated, you were highly revered, and sometimes you let it get to your head. That's what I'm hearing. Sometimes you let it get to your head, and other times you were quite humble. But that was part of your learning process in these lifetimes to become this ultimate mentor that you are meant to be in this lifetime. Your life purpose here is to really mentor people. And to be a good mentor is someone that knows when to push, when to relax, when to nourish, when to challenge, right? And really understand that this is the journey of your pupil, your student, your ward. And it's not all about you and your journey and what you want for them. It's about helping them discover what they want. Wow, that is like pretty amazing. So, what an awesome past life you have here. Oh my gosh, I love it. Okay, so next we're going to look at the energy you're meant to embody in this lifetime, like the divinity that you are meant to really provide to others, and kind of your power that you are standing in this lifetime, okay? So we have Artemis, the guardian. You and your loved ones are safe and spiritually protected. So again, as a mentor, a lot of people would consider you a guardian of a person. Like you are the guardian and the keeper of knowledge and growth, inspiration, wisdom, guidance, and you are really meant to protect people along their journey. So not so like Artemis, I know in certain stories from mythology that Artemis would really interfere with human lives and try to sway the course of a person's life journey. But in this, yes, you have sort of an influence, if you will, on the path of another person, but your effect is a lot softer. All right? And that's really the tone that you're meant to provide, and sort of your vibe, your essence, if you will, as you guide people on their journey, is like you're protecting them from getting overwhelmed, from getting inundated. So you see this fire here, okay? And with this fire here, you are meant to sort of stoke the flames, right? Like if the flames get out of control, they get a little wild, you're meant to help temper them. And this is the fire of like knowledge and action and drive, okay? That your students or your pupils or your, for some of you, even your children, okay? Because, you know, for children, parents are the first mentors, or grandchildren, nieces and nephews. And perhaps you're even a teacher, right? So this is literally like your students at organized school system. Some of you are going to be spiritual leaders. Some of you are going to be, of course, religious leaders, community leaders, and even leaders at work, okay? At work. So any type of leadership position is really what you're meant to be in this lifetime. Again, to mentor people. So in any case, you are helping stoke the flames. You're helping to like temper them. So if people need a little bit more challenge, a little bit more inspiration, a little bit more of a like a kick in the butt is what I'm getting, you're meant to do that. But it's like you help regulate the energy so people don't burn up and get engulfed in the flames and like burned out. You're really meant to keep the fire at a nice steady level as it moves up and down depending on the person that you're helping, okay? And The message that I'm getting to as well from Spirit is we see this deer here, or like a young stag, it looks like, because there's like little horns sprouting here. And I remember in a version of Bambi and in some other stories, the guardian and the keeper of the forest is the stag. And so you are represented as well by the stag. And the forest can be a very mystical and magical place in a lot of stories, right? I'm like thinking Lord of the Rings and Lothlorien. And, the forest can be dark and unwelcoming and terrifying and dangerous. Or the forest can also be light and loving, peaceful, calm. It can be a refuge, even. And so you are the guardian of this space, right? This very sacred space that is the forest, where people will be exploring their identity, their role, their purpose, okay? Now, let's get some tarot here. I feel like that was like a ton of information, but we're gonna grab some tarot here to help get even more information about this divine energy that you are embodying here in this lifetime as part of your purpose, as part of who you're meant to be. Wow, let me know if this really resonates with you, if you maybe even have a connection with the goddess Artemis. Perhaps you felt drawn to her story, you felt drawn to the mythology of Artemis. And Artemis was really good at hunting as well. So perhaps some of you are really good with hunting and tracking, perhaps even good with the bow and arrow, good with guns, good with darts, right? I'm sensing a lot of you are very good with precision-based activities. Okay, Spirit says do a shuffle and a cut. And that wasn't the most graceful of shuffles. Okay, so we have the Knight of Coins, the Hanged Man, and we also have, oh wow, the Knight of Cups and the Eight of Coins. Wow, okay, so the Eight of Coins is all about learning, teaching. So that definitely supports your role here. And Artemis, I believe, was actually the goddess of wisdom. So how appropriate is that these cards came out? I mean, really, guys, you cannot make this stuff up. Like, the synchronicities within readings, like, is something really to be cherished and to be in awe of. But with the Eight of Coins, again, you are meant to be in a teaching role. You are meant to mentor and guide and guard many, 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 many people on this planet during your lifetime, okay? Now, what is so interesting about this representation of the Eight of Coins here is you see this person is really struggling, right? And so you are meant to mentor and help people who find themselves in very challenging and difficult positions. And with your experience in all these other lifetimes here, understanding the flow of a life cycle, right? Life's ups and downs, you're really going to help people find their footing again, get grounded, reconnect with themselves and their purpose. So people might be very stagnant when they come to you. Maybe they're even a bit apathetic, right? Like they have no drive for life. They don't really care as much. They feel kind of down, uninspired. They don't want to take action. Lazy isn't quite the right word. Again, apathy would probably be more appropriate, but you're really meant to sort of scoop those people up during that phase in their life and bring back that spark again, okay? And here with the Knight of Cups and the Knight of Coins, what I'm sensing here is your ability to really balance practicality with following your heart, following your emotions, all right? And we have this bull here, this ox, which is one of those creatures that is notorious for its dedication and its commitment to action. It's very reliable and stable, very consistent. Okay, the bull, the ox is not known to be flashy, it's not known to be lazy, it's very hardworking, and it is very patient. So it will take the time to do the appropriate steps and the appropriate actions to get to the end result. It's not necessarily trying to find shortcuts or rush things, not at all. And with the Knight of Cups, we have this falcon, this hawk here. And so, and we have the horse. And the heart is what really pushes us into action, right? When we feel passionate, when we feel enamored and in love with something, right? Love makes you do crazy things. Love often forces people to take action. It's that driving force to keep you moving forward, even when things look challenging or tough. And so it's really this beautiful marriage that you're helping your students, however, whatever they may be, students, underclassmen, those, type of individuals, children. Your role is to really help see and help them balance between these two energies. And again, because you've been in those spaces many, many times before in previous lifetimes, so you are well equipped and completely capable, I should say, of being a mentor, a very effective and wonderful mentor and leader. Now here with the Hanged Man, so the Hanged Man is an individual that can see all perspectives, all right? It can see what's beneath the surface, beyond what is the most obvious answer, right? The Hanged Man has the advantage of seeing the world and seeing circumstances from a different perspective. Also, the Hanged Man is good about taking pause, taking rest. And that's also part of your role as a guardian is, again, knowing when to push people to keep going, but also knowing when to say, hey, you've done good, you've done well, pause, celebrate this success, celebrate what you've accomplished, celebrate your achievements. You don't have to run off to the next goal, to the next level, right? In this video game, like you can turn the game off for a while and go have a snack, go take a nap, go rest, take a shower, whatever. You don't have to go on to the next level and try to conquer the next boss, okay? If that makes sense, my loves. So that is really, really beautiful. Now we are going to get to this mentor. So what we're looking at here when we're pulling cards for the mentor is the present. We're looking at trials and tribulations you may be facing while fulfilling your life purpose. And we're also going to look at blessings. Okay, so let's take a look here with, I feel like maybe I need to organize this a bit more symmetrically for you all. So let's look at their trials and tribulations, okay? Let's kind of see what you may face or have already faced in this lifetime to, again, continue to evolve your soul and your journey. And that way you can just recognize that, hey, this is something that you were meant to overcome. It's not a punishment. That's what I feel is such a big misconception in this culture of the modern world here, is that when bad things happen, so many people think they're being punished, right? And that's not exactly true in the slightest. Oh, wow, okay, Spirit was like, that's enough, because we have all these cards flipped out already. Oh my gosh, anything else kind of got all weird? So what do we have here? So trials and tribulations, the Fool. So there are times when you're going to feel like you don't know anything. There are going to be times where you feel completely clueless and unclear as to what you're supposed to do next. But again, that's just your perception. That's just ego speaking, okay? And you actually know a lot more than you may be giving yourself credit for. Here, what I'm getting is a bit of confusion in your life, like not knowing what you're meant to do, not knowing what you're supposed to say, not knowing, and also like not knowing how to communicate and reach people, like help them understand. That's really, really interesting. Okay, so what I'm getting is you have these latent abilities within you from previous lifetimes when you were a leader, these abilities to speak, inspire. There's another word for it, and I'm blanking on it right now. motivate, maybe. So you have those skills to do it, but in this lifetime, you kind of forgot that you had it. And so that creates this confusion and this uncertainty within you, like, oh my God, what do I do? Which one do I pick? What should I say? And really, again, it's coming back to this humbling yourself, humbling your energy, and realizing that you are not the one that's providing the wisdom. You are but a vehicle and a vessel for the collective consciousness, for Source, for God to work through, okay? So you have this role in this lifetime, yes, but you're not doing it alone. You have Spirit, you have Universe, Source, God, your higher self, your guides, guardians, ancestors. You have all of those things, all those entities, I should say, and beings helping you with your purpose. So don't be misled, don't be naive into thinking you have to do it alone. And here with the Sun card, again, this is just proof of your divinity, your connection with Source and ultimate wisdom, all right? But you cannot come from it from the vantage point of ego. That I cannot stress enough, all right? And the Page of Wands coming out here, again, so we have the Sun, the Fool and the Page of Wands, and this is very youthful, almost naive energy here, okay? And with this Page of Wands, this definitely is not someone who lacks for passion and drive. Like, I get the sense that you really do want to help people. It's just not always clear to you how to do it, or what's the best way to go about it, right? And that's part of your journey in this lifetime, okay? So you are being the mentor, yes, but you are still also the student in a lot of ways. Like, you are a student of being a mentor. Does that make sense? It's like you're a teacher, not necessarily in training, but there's always room to grow. There's always room to improve. And that's simply what you need to remember here. And don't be so hard on yourself. Okay, so Spirit is saying part of the trials and tribulations that you're experiencing is there's a part of you that says, I should know this. I should be better than I am now. I should have more than I have now. I should have more success and achievements under my belt than I have now. It's like this notion of should. I should be something greater than I already am. And that's absolutely not true. Like, maybe some of you are even thinking, because you've kind of forgotten about these past lives and your purpose here. Like, some of you are maybe thinking like, oh, who am I to teach someone how to do XYZ? Who am I to grade someone on this thing? What do I know, actually? Like, what gives me the right and the authority to do something? So that's one of the trials and tribulations you're actually facing in this lifetime. And the fact of the matter is, you just need to be able to guide people like two to three more steps ahead. So if you're on step 5 and they're on step 1, all you have to do is guide them to where you're at step 5. All right? You don't have to guide them to step 10. Like, maybe seems like neither of you are at step 10. All you have to do is look behind you and help the people behind you forward. That's what mentoring is. That's what helping other people is, okay? Is to just take what you have, no more than that, and share it with others, okay? So don't feel like there's a shortcoming or something like that within you. So let's look at some blessings though, okay? This is a beautiful way to sort of move forward in your reading, is we're gonna look at some blessings in your lifetime here, things that are going to really help you, fulfill your purpose. And to be honest, the fact that you're asking this question right now is already a blessing. Okay, the fact that you came to this reading and are taking the time to watch it is already a blessing, because it's increasing your level of awareness. Okay, so let's see what we got here. So with the Fool, we have the 4 of Cups. Beautiful. And with the Seven of Cups, we have the Queen of Swords. And with the Sun, we have the Two of Cups. Oh, this is lovely. This is lovely. And with the Five of Wands, we have, excuse me, with the Page of Wands, we have here the Five of Coins. Okay, so what I am getting from this as far as blessings go, first and foremost, before I forget, you really have the ability to empathize with others. So you know what it's like to feel down, to feel unaccomplished, to feel unworthy, to feel unloved, to, you know, you've experienced prejudice in your life, you've experienced like unfairness. So you've experienced a lot of those things, and that's really your power, because people, they learn better when they sense that others empathize with them and really understand where they're coming from. So that is a blessing that you have. You really can empathize and sympathize with others, and that's what makes people gravitate towards you. And then here with the Fool and the Four of Cups is Spirit wants me to let you know that you will always be provided for, okay? I know some of you, perhaps you feel like there is a risk that you're taking by being a mentor, being a guardian. Like maybe some of you, I know for myself when I worked in medicine, you know, there's always this fear of lawsuits, of being like sued or something like that. And maybe in some of the careers you have, that's something that's talked about as well, of this fear of a lawsuit and losing your license or losing your credentials. There's that fear of that, okay? And like going back to ground zero. And Spirit wants you to know that you are protected, you are cherished. Spirit, God knows that you have a divine mission in this lifetime. So it will protect you throughout this fulfillment of your mission. So that is one of your blessings. With the Four of Cups, it's like, you know, four walls around a house. So it's like this blockade, this barrier. I'm seeing a castle here with four high walls that's protecting you from danger and defamation and ruining of your character. Again, cautioning you, Spirit is saying caution you to really be able to distinguish between where you are being a vehicle for divine guidance and wisdom versus when you are speaking and coming from ego, coming from your own personal wounds. So the focus again in your mentoring and teaching should be on your students, on your children, on your underclassmen. I can't think of the other word for like a workplace. So yes. Okay. And here with the Queen of Swords and the Seven of Cups, what I'm getting here is you have a very smart mind. You have an intelligence about you, and your mind is like a double-edged sword, okay? With the Queen of Swords here, it's like your mind is a double-edged sword. You can really use it to think logically and strategize and play your cards right, but also sometimes you're just a little bit in your head too much, like you overthink things. So again, now that you've watched this video, it's important for you, and you are going to be able to do this, mind you, to recognize when you're overthinking something, okay? So that way you can quiet down your mind. Whatever practice helps you do that, quiet down your mind, calm your thoughts, sort of soothe your ego, and then again, transmit these divine messages and downloads to the people under your care and guidance. And then here, what I see here, which is so beautiful, is that you do have a special partner in this endeavor in your lifetime. Now, this could be literally like a romantic partner, a spouse, a life partner that's going to support you on this journey, that kind of has your back. I'm getting they also protect you. Like this is it Goliath or Gilgamesh and Enkidu? So they were these warriors that fought back to back in many battles, so they really protected each other. Okay, so you have a protector, and it can again come in the form of a romantic partner, spouse. It can come in the form of a family member, like a parent or a sibling, or even a grandma, grandpa, right? And lastly, it can also come as a best friend. Oh, Okay, actually, Spirit said there's a fourth. There's a fourth. There's even your own mentor in this lifetime. So maybe you have a spiritual leader, a mentor, a coach, and they will also be very close with you and protect you and guide you along your journey as well. So that's another blessing that you have. Oh my gosh, I am feeling so full. And look at all these beautiful cards and beautiful colors here in your reading. So if you're into crystals, we're going to pull a crystal card for you as well to see who is going to be your crystal ally in fulfilling your life purpose. Okay, this is going to be what I'm getting, sort of your like totem crystal, your like security blanket crystal. So whenever you need help, this crystal is going to be there for you. It's going to, crystals carry energy within them. Okay, there's this lattice structure, there's this grid structure within a crystal because it's a solid. Okay, I'm like totally geeking out here with my science and chemistry. Like solids have this crystalline lattice formation in which the atoms connect to each other and give it form, which is in contrast to liquid and gas. Okay, and I think plasma is a new one now. There's like 4 states of matter since I was in high school. So within this crystalline structure, it contains the energy, all right? Think of it as a battery for you along your journey. And it obviously, most crystals need to be recharged and cleansed as well, but they are your allies. Holding them and being in their presence, like having them in your pocket or purse, on your ring, bracelet, as a necklace, they provide your energetic body with their energy as well. Because if you didn't know, everything is energy and energy is everything, okay? So let's see who your crystal ally is. Beautiful red jasper. And so this is going to be your ally. And again, what I'm getting from Spirit is to remind you, Star Fam, beautiful souls, is that sometimes you can overthink and that can create this analysis paralysis. I don't know if you ever heard that before, analysis paralysis. And so the important thing is to just make a choice. Just take a step forward. And again, Spirit is protecting you. Spirit is guiding you. God is protecting you. God is guiding you. And so you just have to take the one step forward. Okay, like no one's asking you to build Rome in a day by any means. All right, let's give you a message of encouragement here for you. Oh, okay, that one just popped out. Oh, this is a very popular card in this beautiful deck here. Focus. Are there too many things happening at once? Take one step at a time. It's time to prioritize. Let go of negative thoughts. There you go again. Your thoughts can sometimes play against you by overthinking. It is important to focus on positive aspects. And again, take one step at a time. Stay focused, understand your goal. And with this reading, you should have a better understanding of your life purpose and what you're meant to be and do here. So if this resonated with you and you're calling all the wisdom and guidance in and kind of incorporating that and integrating that into your energy signal, please energy signature, blah, blah, blah. Please give this video a thumbs up, comment down below what you're resonating with, make that declaration of owning your life purpose here today. And I'm so happy to have done this reading for you. Please make sure you're subscribed to this channel so you don't miss out on future videos. And you can go to your next reading by clicking this link right up here. But until next time, beautiful Star Fam, thank you so much for allowing me to do this reading for you. I'm really, really excited to pass these messages on to you beautiful souls. Sending you so much love and cosmic hugs. Ching! Welcome back, Star Fam, to another reading here at Transform with Ryan. I am so excited to be doing this reading for all of you because I know it's going to be so deep and so powerful. And my intention here is for you to receive so much from this reading. And so I trust that you will. So thank you for supporting my channel and coming back to enjoy this reading as well. Now, for those of you that are new here to Transform with Ryan, oh my God, I'm so excited that you're here. I'm sending you a very warm welcome and aloha. I'm so happy that Spirit and Universe connected us together, at least virtually and energetically in this space. So let's get into your readings, okay, Star Fam, about your life purpose, who you are meant to be. And again, we are getting detailed AF here. So make sure you're cozy, make sure you have your cup of tea or your cup of cocoa or coffee, whatever, and let's dive into it. So here with the bridge, I'm going to actually go a lot deeper with this later on in the reading. But right off the gate here, what I'm getting for you with the bridge, what's coming through, is that you are really a revolutionary in your lifetime. You are someone that is really bridging the old, or the old as in like even the modern, with the future. Okay. And you know what came to me as I was looking at this card and absorbing its energies to pass on to you is think of those people in the past, in like here in the US. I'm speaking of in particular, although this was present in all cultures historically, the notion of racism and how like white people were separated from black people. There was this idea of segregation. And at some point, white people and black people fell in love with each other. Oh, excuse me. Sorry for the little shaky shake. White people fell in love with black people, and black people fell in love with white people, and you have these interracial marriages. And people did not accept that in the beginning. And sadly, I'm sure there are a couple of people out there in the world too who still don't accept that, but it's more commonplace now. The general consensus is that it's acceptable and that it's nothing to be ashamed of, nothing to feel bad about, and especially the beautiful children that come out of these mixed unions, like they should not feel ashamed and they should not feel in between. And what I've heard, and I'm sure maybe you've heard this in one way, shape, or form yourself, and I mean, it makes sense, right? Is that pretty soon there's going to be very few people on this planet that are of pure ethnic background. I mean, there's very, very few as it is already, right? Because of all the traveling and colonization and all this type of stuff that's been happening over the centuries. But it's going to be less and less. And people in general, like we as a species here on Earth, we're going to be very much mixed and heterogeneous. Okay. And I think we're going to be almost beautiful for it. And so what I'm getting here to pass on to you, beautiful souls, is you are going to be these way showers of the possibility of the future. I'm getting you yourself are children of the future. Your thoughts and your ideas are beyond your time. And a lot of people probably think you're like kooky and crazy for some of the things you say. But in some ways, oh, wow. Oh my God. Oh my God, y'all, this is wild. What came to me is that some of you are even considered like oracles, because you can see trends and you can see the way things are going before they even happen or before they gain popularity. I mean, my gosh, you could have been one of those people that invested in Bitcoin when everybody thought it was like the dumbest idea ever. And now you are like rolling in the dough. Like you're that kind of person. And I also wanted to point out too, because there's these beautiful colors in this rainbow, and it's making me think of the Rainbow Bridge track on Mario Kart. Let me know in the comments down below if you like playing video games as well, and you definitely are a Mario Kart fan. Let me know who your favorite character is actually in Mario Kart. I loved being Toad or Boo the ghost. Like those are my favorites. Of course, I like Yoshi as well, but he was like one of the fast ones, like Princess Peach, and sometimes I couldn't control him. That was the downfall of Yoshi. Anywho, I digress. But I wanted to give a special shout out to my people in the LGBTQIA community, because you are just the same. You are these way showers. You are the revolutionaries of expanding love within the collective consciousness and acceptance and respect. And trust me, I know, as someone who identifies as non-binary, attracted to male-bodied individuals, like I know what it's like to feel different and feel like an outcast, feel unloved and unwanted. But now, I mean, my gosh, now it's celebrated when we have gay, lesbian, non-binary, transgender characters on TV shows and movies. And, even though we're not quite at the level of true equality, there are so many things that are getting passed through in legislature, like all across the globe, to support LGBTQIA lives and individuals. So Wow, that was a huge download just from this card alone. I said I was gonna talk more about it later, but hey, when Spirit has something to pass on, I am just the messenger. So let's look at past lives, all right? We're gonna look at past life energy that is sort of affecting your purpose in this lifetime. Almost like some people have unfinished business, perhaps, from a past life, or maybe something you experienced in a past life is sort of inspiring or driving your mission in this lifetime. And in some cases, that energy could also be like restricting you and restraining you as well. So let's kind of take a look at past life energy. Oh, shush. Oh my gosh. I and I really try hard to make sure the cards are mixed up in between readings. Like I shuffle it a few times and whatnot. And Spirit was like, don't worry about it. Just do the reading. The correct information will come through. That was like my ego mind trying to like give a variety of readings. So anyways, you know why I say that? You know why I'm like rambling on about it? Is because this card also came out for the first reading. So you might actually be called to listen to that one as well if you haven't already, because there's likely a message for you in that reading as well. And so, what this galactic card is speaking to is you had lifetimes in other solar systems, in other galaxies. There's actually many people on this planet that can claim that. And the common phrase is star seed. I mean, there's like indigo child and all those kinds of things, but I feel like the more well-known concept is star seed. And so basically, for those of you that don't know, star seeds are individuals who have spent several of their other lifetimes outside of this solar system, outside of this galaxy, in other realities, in other dimensions. And so, I mean, you can think of it like you had lives on alien planets and you yourself were an alien. Although, I guess if you lived on that planet, you wouldn't be an alien. You would be a native to that planet, okay? So there's like Star Wars, Star Trek kind of energy here, which I think is so cool and it's so awesome. So you had lifetimes in other galaxies. And what's accepted, what's kind of the consensus for people who know about starseeds, is you came to planet Earth to raise the frequency, raise the vibration of the planet, okay, and really heal the energies here on Earth, especially the energies of all the many billions of souls that live here. So I do readings once a month for my star seeds and my light workers, so make sure you check that out as well. There are like 2, I think, posted on my channel at the time I'm recording this. So if you feel called to see those readings, as a matter of fact, I will link it in the description below. I will make a note to link that in the description below, okay? Because Spirit is saying I have to do that. That's part of my responsibility for offering this reading. So let's get more information here from that. Okay, so real quick as well, I forgot to mention this with the galactic card. You actually were part of the Galactic Council. In a previous lifetime as well. So you were a very prominent leader on the Galactic Council. Again, personally, I don't know much about the Galactic Council. That's what Spirit told me to say. And what I'm thinking of is like when I watch those Star Wars movies when, they have this Galactic Alliance or Galactic Confederation. I don't actually remember right now what they call it. If you are a Trekkie or a Star Wars fan, like let me know in the comments down below. Let me know who your favorite character is and what your favorite planet is. And system in that series. You know what I am a big fan of is Avatar. Not the one with, wind, firebenders, and all that kind of stuff. Although that series is good too. But Avatar by Cameron. What is his first name? Something Cameron. David Cameron? Anyways. And the second one is coming out later this year in 2022. So excited for it. In any case, let's get some more information about these past life energies that is kind of influencing and affecting your current life purpose. So we have 2 of coins, we have the Hermit, the Tower, and the 5 of coins. Interesting. Let me put this to the side here. So we have two major arcana cards here. And you know what I'm actually getting? And I don't mean for this to disturb you. So just have an open mind with this. But what I am seeing here is that you really experienced a fall from grace, a fall in your regime, a fall in your legacy in one of these previous lives, and you were forced into isolation. It could even be, loves, that some of you, your ideas were a bit too radical for the Confederation, for, the consensus thought pattern, popular opinion. Your thoughts were a bit too radical. And so, forces conspired against you. Because here, okay, so in combination, what I'm getting here is, again, your thoughts were too radical. Your agenda, your beliefs was just like, okay, this person is just asking for too much. Because we have this, what I'm seeing here is this bear human, half bear, half human, half bear kind of creature. And so you were really straddling two sides of opposing forces here in your role in previous lifetimes. And you ended up erring on the side of the disenfranchised, the people who were suffering, whatever that may look like, okay? You were definitely one of those leaders, those rulers, governors, politicians, whatever, I don't know, like the titles, council member, I guess, that really spoke up for those that were suffering and troubled. And what I'm getting is like you really wanted to reach out and use the galactic. I can't believe I'm saying this stuff. Like, this is so wild to me. I mean, I'm not embarrassed by it or I'm not afraid of it. I just think this is so freaking cool. I hope you do too. But you were one of those politicians and leaders that really advocated for those people that were suffering from starvation. They were suffering from the ravages of war. They were suffering from, what is that word? Not manipulation, but it's like when you're getting taken advantage of, right? Or when you're kind of being bullied, and like when you're getting ripped off, right? And so it's like there's certain political treatises and deals where it's like someone's getting the short end of the stick and they're getting really ripped off and gypped in this negotiation, but it's because they don't have enough power, like manpower, military power. They don't have enough influence or sway to get what they deserve when it comes to like a vote, right? It's like, hey, we're just gonna bully this planet because they have no allies and they don't have a lot of resources, and because our weapons are superior, we're going to really dictate what they're worth, and we're gonna, make them cheap, right? Do you guys get what I'm saying? Does that make sense to you all? So you were one of those people that was such a big advocate to really help other star systems, other planets, the disenfranchised, what have you. And unfortunately, it didn't go well. You didn't have enough allies. Maybe the political maneuvering and timing was off. And so there was this fall from grace and everything came crashing down and you really took a huge hit. I don't get the sense that anything like life threatening happened to you, but it's more you were like exiled. You were isolated, okay? Where you were sent away where you could do no harm and not like poison the masses with your outlandish and outrageous ideas and philosophies. Like, I don't, have you ever heard that sort of narrative and storyline in movies or books, right? Where someone, you know what I'm thinking of? It was a show on Apple TV. Was it called Federation? I'm blanking on it. Let me know if you know in the comments down below. It was just released, I want to say in 2021. It was a TV series, and it had the guy who was in Lord of the Rings, The Hobbit. The Hobbit, he was like the king who rode on that stag with all the horns. And he was the one that was like, oh, the dwarves owe me money, like whatever. And he came to try to claim it when they were fighting the dragon in the cave. Anyways, I think it's called Federation. Ugh. That's gonna drive me crazy. Please comment down below. After I finish recording this video, I'm gonna go look it up because I thought that series was amazing. So in any case, that's what happened in a previous lifetime. And you know what? You're actually doing it again in this lifetime, right? If you're sort of along the same wavelengths as people of interracial marriages, of people who have same-sex marriages and unions, right? Again, you're this revolutionary version or person. You're that one that sees the future of love, a future of harmony, of working together and supporting each other equally and praising our differences and realizing we're not really that different at all. Okay. I just want to give you guys a hug, my pile number twos. Oh, you're amazing. Your life purpose, your mission is like so great. I'm sensing too, as I'm speaking, is a lot of you are really about that civil rights. Civil rights, equality, fairness, fair wages. A lot of you guys are advocates. Oh, that's a beautiful word for you, advocates. And not just of human beings, but many of you are even advocates for nature, for the environment, for, I mean, like, minorities in general, women in business, women in leadership. Like, you all are real advocates, and you do so much good. Okay, so the next section of your reading here is we're going to look at the divine energy, because again, you are a divine being, whether you know it or not. Well, now you do. Now you know you're a divine being, and you carry with you a divine, powerful cosmic energy. So let's see what that is. Maeve, cycles and rhythms. Honor the cycles of your body, energy levels, and emotions. So what Spirit is telling me, and I feel like we're going to get more clarification here when we pull your tarot, but what Spirit is telling me is you really have a knack for strategy. You really know when to make a move and when not to make a move. Okay, and I think that's a key ability when it comes to revolutionists, okay, is that, and futurists, is that you need to know when is the right time to share an idea, and you probably gained some of that knowledge here from this previous lifetime, right? The do's and the don'ts when it comes to sharing your ideas, sharing your inventions, sharing your radical beliefs and stuff. You really get a sense now. You can read the energy. There you go. That's a great way to put it. You know how to read the energies in any situation. So you can tell when is the right time to push an agenda forward and when it's time to pause and regroup and, you know, come up with a plan, a different plan or strategy. And you know when it's like you have to cut it off. Like, you know when to abandon a plan when there's no way it's gonna be successful, okay? Like it's kind of too far gone, too far off track. So let's consult the tarot and get some more information here, okay, loves? Now let's get some more clarification. Wow, so I get the sense you are actually a very brilliant mind. That's what I'm getting for you, my bridge crew. Brilliant minds. And it's almost like you can think like several steps ahead of the people that, you know, maybe are working against you or working contrary to you. So that's a huge talent. Strategy. I mean, honestly, what I'm learning now is strategy is something you can't ever escape no matter what your job is. You have to really know how to work with people and end up with your desired outcome. And strategy is a big part of that. Okay, so we have Page of Coins. Wow, Two of Cups. This came out for reading 1 as well, and so did this card actually. So again, I'm getting the sense that reading 1 is probably going to have a lot of good information for you as well. There's enough overlaps. Next we have the Wheel of Fortune and the Three of Cups. Dang, you are getting like a fair amount of major arcana in your readings. in your reading here. So, okay, let's see here. So with you, what I'm seeing here with the Two of Cups and the Three of Cups is, again, as a strategist, as someone who is a futurist, and you know how to think outside of the box, you can see the trends, you can see where things are going. You are really, really good at convincing people, at sweet talking isn't really the right word because sometimes that could be used in a bad way, right? But you really, charisma. That's a great word for you. You have a lot of charisma. You are magnetic. You are charismatic. And that is one of your very, very useful and powerful traits. Like, you know how to share your ideas with people who have an open ear and an open mind, and you can really convince a lot of people of your stance, your viewpoint. Like, you can get a lot of people on your side, especially in this lifetime. Now, it didn't seem to play out so well in this previous lifetime, but in this lifetime, when this where we are at right now in society and culture of humankind, your ideas have value. And so you're able to really speak to others about stepping outside of the current paradigm and creating this new reality. And a lot of people actually admire you for that. So that's what I'm getting here from this Two of Cups, is a lot of people admire you. They want to be friends with you. And, you know, you probably also have a lot of romantic admirers. Like, a lot of people are really drawn to you. Again, that magnetic and charismatic personality. There's a lot of people that are crushing on you, is what I'm getting with this. And okay, so the Wheel of Fortune, now this makes sense. Now this makes sense, guys. So again, this is right time, right place. This is fate, this is destiny. That is what the Wheel of Fortune speaks of, all right? So this past lifetime, it's not gonna play out the same way in this lifetime. Your ideas and your notions are gonna be more readily accepted. Not to say, okay, listen, not to say that there won't be people who will oppose you, all right? Because again, in case you weren't 100% aware, we do live in a reality of duality. So there's always, no matter what side you're on, there's always gonna be some force opposing you, okay? So that's important to realize. It's like, it's that fallacy in believing that if you post a picture, you're gonna get like 10,000 likes and never get a dislike. Like, there's always gonna be at least one, two, maybe a handful of people that are not going to like what you're doing. That's just the way it is. But at least you won't, the likelihood of you falling from grace is not as high as it was in this lifetime. That's what I'm getting to pass on. So again, this is fate, this is destiny. Don't be afraid to share your messages of love, light, and compassion with the world, and educate the people on how we can help each other and grow together, how we can have those kind of like win-win situations, okay, where people don't have to suffer as a result of a decision or a choice. Like, everybody can be served. Yes, I love that. You can really, again, be a force of equality in the world. Oh, I love that. I love that. Thank you. I just want to take this moment right now to thank you, beautiful souls, for all that you do for the benefit and the leveling up and the raising up of those less fortunate. I know I have a lot to be thankful for, and I know I don't thank them enough, of my predecessors in the LGBTQIA community who have fought for the rights that we do have today and the rights that we continue to fight for and hope of having in the near future. Oh, I love it. Okay, so with the Page of Coins here, I'm getting a lot of leader vibes from this. So we have this young, I'm guessing it's a girl here. Not that it matters. We have a young person here who is working with these reindeer, and perhaps she's like herding them and guiding them as they go through the mountains in this space. So you really have this, again, charismatic leadership role about you. And people trust you and they look to you for guidance. on like what to do, and you're a great source of information is what I'm getting, right? Um, I'm getting that you do a lot of your research here, and you can really sniff out that kind of fake news. That's what I'm getting. You're good at sniffing out that fake news and getting that true, accurate information. So now let's get into your current life, okay? We're going to look at your trials and tribulations first. That's, you're going to go through as you fulfill your life purpose and and become who you're meant to be. But we will also look at your blessings, okay? So these are your trials and tribulations. And again, this is meant to just bring it to your awareness that this is indeed a trial and a tribulation, and you're not being punished by any means. And it's not like you're doing anything wrong inherently. It's just these are the trials and tribulations that you're going to be experiencing along your journey in fulfilling your purpose. And know that this is just part of the course, part of the path. Ace of Swords, okay, so again, new ideas, new thought processes here. Three of Wands, okay. Before I forget, let me just share what this means, okay? So the Three of Wands, do you see this young person, young lady, like climbing up this ladder? And we don't see where the ladder leads, okay? So what can seem like a challenge for you is you ultimately know where you're trying to go, where you're trying to lead society and civilization. But sometimes some of the steps are missing, okay? As you try to strategize, as you try to plan, there's always going to be this wild card, if you will. So you're not going to be omnipotent. You're not going to be able to see everything and predict everything. And I get the sense that creates a bit of frustration with you because, again, as a strategist, you want to know. You want to have a plan B, you want a plan C, a D, E, F. I mean, as many backup plans as possible to ensure your success. But the challenge is there are so many moving pieces on this planet, in this world. There's so many people exerting a pressure and a force and an influence on any one thing that it's really hard to account for something. Like, honestly, there's an infinite amount of possibilities. So you're not always going to be able to see very far ahead. And that's probably for the best, or else you might get overwhelmed and inundated, right? And then you might even be put in a position where you don't want to act, or you are afraid to act because you're seeing too many possibilities, too many options, right? It's kind of like a buffet. Sometimes people don't know what to eat first at a buffet because there's just too many options. Here we have the Eight of Cups. So there's definitely leaving something behind. So what I'm getting is it's often people. It could even be a job or a relationship. So as you grow, as you move, there's going to be people, again, in your life who don't get it. They just don't get it. They're not where you are at. And there's going to be people who are going to bail out, who they might start off the journey with you, and then they're like, okay, like, I don't want to be on this ride anymore. This is not where I want to go, or something changed. I got a new job. I'm in a relationship with someone else, and that's my priority. That's my focus right now. So that can hit you real hard, right? Let me know if you know what I'm talking about down below in the comments, that there have been people that have stepped out of your life, left your life, and it was really, really challenging. And it's just because your vibrations aren't to match. Like, you're in this space, they're in this space, and it's just, there's not a connection there anymore. And that's normal, that's totally okay. So it's important for you to understand. It's like, again, you didn't do anything wrong. Like, you're not a bad person, and they're not a bad person for having a difference of opinions. It's just how the cards fell. So here we have the Ten of Swords. So yeah, there's gonna be a fair amount of loss, or there has been a fair amount of loss in your life. What I'm getting to is several of you even lost jobs for this. Like, again, either because you chose to leave the job, or you were let go, or because, again, of a difference of opinions, difference of ideals. And I get, you are really a champion of justice, is what I'm feeling from your energy. And so if there is something that just isn't right, and something that's, you know, manipulative and opportunistic even about the company, like you just can't work with them. It makes you feel icky when it's like the value systems of the people you work for, the company you work for. Like if it doesn't resonate with your value system, it's like you can't be a part of it. Okay? And so there's definitely a part in your life. What I'm getting now is I'm seeing this whole image with the 4 cards is there's this energy of almost feeling like, where do I fit in? Okay? Like a big part of your existence so far is really trying to find your place in the world. And to be honest, what I'm seeing is that many of you, the reason why you don't have a space, a designated like parking spot, if you will, on this planet, is because you're supposed to create something. You are creating something new, and that's the space you're occupying. So you're creating a space for other people to come to. Okay, so I got this message. Wow. Wow, this is powerful. Do you want to know what I just got for some of you? Whoa, this is insane. So, for example, we were just talking about jobs, okay? And so the reason why you maybe cannot hold a job for very long, it's because you were meant to create a company, a business that matches with your ideals. You're not meant to fit into someone else's version of reality, someone else's system. You're meant to create your own system and create a space for people who resonate with your ideas and your energy to come in. Okay, you are the leader, the first person that's meant to create this space, this revolutionary space, and then people will come in and fill it and work for you, work with you. Okay, you're not meant to fit in someplace. You're meant to create a space. Okay, all right, trendsetter, you better show up, honey. I love it. Okay, so these are your blessings. Let's look at your blessings of this lifetime. Okay, your blessings along your journey here. And then we're going to pull some more cards for even more information, okay, to assist you and guide you in fulfilling your life purpose. Okay, Spirit, one more card. Yes, Spirit, one more card. Okay, so this one actually flipped out for us to see. So we have the King of Cups coming in with the 8 of Cups. So here we're having this experience of mastery of emotions. And what I'm getting is to an extent is there's a level of detachment you're having. So these relationships that's left, the ties that you've had to break, like they hit you really hard, all right? And that's, again, part of human existence is connecting with people. And it hurts when some of those connections are broken. And what's happening here is with the King of Cups, all of this hurt, all of this pain from lost connections, you are rising above it, all right? And you are really starting to understand the bigger picture here. And the blessing is that you are a master. You become a master of your emotions, and you don't let your emotions dictate who you are, dictate what you're gonna be able to accomplish. So you're not a slave to your emotions. You're not held captive by your emotions, all right? You can use your emotions, again, to empathize with others. That was one of the features, one of the characteristics that's so valuable for you. You can empathize with each other people, but you won't get brought down by their vibrations, by their energies. So you're able to create sort of a protective barrier around you, where if you're around a bunch of people who are panicked and afraid and like losing their mind, you don't fall prey to those emotional vibrations and frequencies. You can hold your own. As a matter of fact, people look to you to set the tone. So if everybody around you is losing their mind, they look to you to anchor that calm, that peace, and they look to you for that reassurance. All right. So it's important that you're mindful of your energies. And if honestly, boo, if you need a break, take a break. If you need some time alone, take some time alone to, again, ground yourself, center yourself, because you have this ability to really set the energetic tone for people around you. You have a strong influence on them. So, wow, King of Swords. So you have two kings. And this is kind of wild. We have swords on swords, cups on cups. Crazy. So, with the King of Swords, you have a very, very smart mind. I think we've discussed that many, many times in many ways in your reading so far. You're a brilliant strategist, you're a brilliant mind. You can see beyond emotions and really capture logic and argue your point really, really well, and not in a way that's condescending. Okay, so you can appeal to people in both words and feelings. Oh, snap! Oh my gosh! You definitely need to start your own company or be in a position of leadership within your company or within politics and government or whatever. Like, you definitely have the skills and abilities to be a leader. So, you heard it first. If you haven't heard it already, you heard it first here that you are leadership material. Ah, look at this, the strength card. So, with this, what seems as a challenge for you when you don't know what's up ahead all the time, you have the strength and perseverance to make it through regardless. And again, you know, this strength, it comes from your beliefs. This strength comes from your beliefs because you know deep down what is right. You know deep down what this world could be and accomplish. You know that. And that is your motivation. That is your driving force. You're creating something new here. I mean, look at this creature. We don't even know what it is. I think that's like hippo? Hippo, maybe. We got tiger, a lion. We have crocodile. We have feathers of a bird, unless that's her hair, right? We don't know what this creature is. It's something new, it's something different, it's something unique. And that's what you're meant to create. You see that. You see that new, bright, brilliant future ahead. And that gives you that strength to move forward, no matter what challenges and adversity you may face along the way. Wow. Lastly, we have Eight of Wands. So you definitely have the ability to make things happen fast. You have the ability to really rally people to your cause. Like, oh my gosh, I get it. Like, you're one of those people where, you know, in this modern age with social media, you are definitely like an influencer. You have the ability to be a social influencer. People care what you think, people care what you're into, people care about your hobbies and your interests. They care about your message. People care. And so you really can rally people. Like, I can see, oh, wow, what's coming through just now, You know what's coming through right now for y'all? Is you also have the ability to be like a spokesperson, a brand representative, whether it's for your own brand or another brand that you're partnering with or aligning with. Yeah. Wow. I'm getting you can be an amazing speaker if you haven't looked into that already. Like, you can definitely be a great speaker. Like, I can see you. Oh, this is so sick. Oh my God, this is so sick. I could totally see you all like on a TED Talk, y'all. Dang. I'm in the presence of a TED Talk speaker up in the house. Ooh, that is so fly. That is so fly. Oh, congratulations, y'all. Congratulations on your TED Talk. Yes, I'm calling that into existence for you. Congratulations on your TED Talk. So, along your journey here, we are going to call forth a crystal ally, okay? Now, for those of you maybe that are new to crystals, crystals carry energy within them. They are this beautiful geometric lattice structure. I'm getting into like my science roots here with my nerdy solids, liquids, gas, and plasma. So with crystals, with their specific formation and structure, it's quite unique, but within it, they can hold energy, and that energy will interact with your energy and can help you in many, many different ways. So crystals are your allies along your journey, and just having a crystal near you, whether you're wearing it or it's in your pocket or your purse, whatever, or in your room, it really helps recharge your energy, because again, everything is energy and energy is everything. So if you didn't know that, now you do. That everything is energy, and crystals are a great form of energy for you. Angel Aura Quartz. So speaking of which, this is an Angel Aura Quartz crystal here that I got from one of my wonderful clients. I got this to support their business. It's a really awesome crystal. So angel, this is tumbled, so it's a lot smoother than this. Angel aura quartz, and it says lighten up. And so what this quartz will remind you of is sometimes, you get so into the message, you get so into the mission that people get like really serious and they forget to have fun, they forget to lighten up, they forget to glow up. I guess they forget to do that too, but they forget to go with the flow of things, okay? Because remember, you can't control everything. Like, there's no way. You can't control every possible outcome. You can't plan ahead for every possible twist and turn and like curveball, and you have to go with the flow. So Angel Aura Quartz will let you know and remind you to go with the flow. And I'm getting it's also going to help channel divine messages and insight for when things don't go according to plan. All right, so it's going to be a great ally for you in that regard, that it will help you be flexible with your plans as you move forward. And then we're going to get this divine message here for you as well. A divine message to give you love, compassion, encouragement along your journey as well, fulfilling your life purpose, becoming who you're meant to be. I feel like it's this guy here. So we have past life. Your question involves your past life. There is a deeper reason why this situation is happening in your life now. Meditate deeply and seek an answer. If not, seek professional help, such as a past life regression therapist. So this is just spirit saying like, hey, this past life here, this is big stuff. I mean, it was pretty cool and pretty interesting to find out more about that on your behalf. So if you are ready, connect with a past life regressionist. So I've been trained to do that as well by Dr. Brian Weiss. So DM me on Instagram, message me, or you can just leave a comment here if you want as well. I'll see it and I'll reach out to you. But the best way is DM on Instagram if you're interested in doing a past life regression with me. Of course, there's several people around who do past life regression, so you don't have to do it with me by any means, but it would be worth exploring for you, all right? So this is a beautiful, beautiful reading, my lovely bridge people. Thank you so much for allowing me to do this reading for you. I'm like so stoked and I'm so excited for you, for your purpose in this lifetime. I hope we maybe even get a chance to meet one day in person and I could attend your TED Talk or invite you to speak at an event I'm holding. That would be sickening. So in any case, if you love these messages, if it really resonated with you, like and comment down below. And if you haven't already subscribed, what you waiting for, hun? I hope you really enjoyed the vibrations and energies here on this channel, because if you did, definitely subscribe. And if you're ready for another reading, you can click this link right up here and it'll take you to another one of the readings here at Transform with Ryan. But otherwise, until next time, sending you all so much love and cosmic hugs. Bye. Welcome back, Star Fam, for another reading here at Transform with Ryan. I'm, again, so excited to do this reading for you all because I know I've been on this journey as well of trying to uncover and unearth my life purpose, and I've helped several people do the same when I do coaching work. And so it's really my pleasure to do this reading for you. And I just wanted to thank you so much for your support of my channel and coming back regularly to check out these readings along your spiritual path, your journey through life here. Now, for those of you that are new to this channel, I'm sending you such a warm welcome and aloha. I'm really, really honored and happy that Spirit has connected us today here with this reading. And I hope that we can build on that connection moving forward. So welcome, welcome. Let me know in the comments down below where you're tuning in from. I'd love to hear from you. And so let's get into your reading on your life purpose and who you're meant to be. And you were drawn to the Crone card. So first of all, I just want to give you big ups to honoring your instinct, honoring your intuition, and moving forward with hearing about this particular reading, because the Crone isn't necessarily known to be the most glamorous or alluring archetype, but the Crone is very, very powerful. Like, don't get it twisted, okay? Even though this character was portrayed as a villain in that Disney version of Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, right? The queen had her magic and transformed into that old lady, that crone who offered the apple to Snow White. Even though that character was portrayed as a villain, the crone in and of itself is not a villain. The crone is a very powerful being who is wise because of all of her experiences and everything that she has witnessed in the world in this lifetime. And I think honestly, what's so amazing about the crone is the crone has seen it, done it, like she's been there, done that. And I say she just as far as the archetype because the crone is the last iteration of the divine feminine. It's like maiden, mother, crone, I believe is how it goes. And it's just divine feminine energy. So if you identify as male and you were drawn to this card, it's please just kind of look past the pronouns, okay? And so the crone is someone who has been there, done that. The crone is someone who's done it all, and nothing really surprises them anymore. And what's so beautiful about the energy of the crone is that since nothing really surprises them or shocks them, you can really be yourself around the crone. The crone can see past lies and deception and deceit. The crone can see the truth. And so what I'm getting for you is you are really a force of compassion, a force of acceptance, a force of peace and safety for a lot of people that you come into contact with. You know, like when I came out to my family and friends, there were certain people that I felt less nervous about coming out to. And it's because I just felt so safe around them. And I knew they accepted me no matter what, because they can see beyond my body. They can see my heart. They can see my soul. And they would not judge me for who I was attracted to or how I would choose to dress and express myself in fashion and in appearances. And that's a huge blessing. And you serve that role in a lot of people's lives. And so you are a blessing in the lives of many, many people. You are a source of strength and love for many, many people. And like, I'm getting kind of like emotional, just like feeling your energy, because a lot of things on this world could not be possible without you. I'm going to say that again. A lot of things in this world could not be possible without you. When you create these safe spaces, where you create these places where people can be who they are without shame, you allow people to actually tap into their true potential. Instead of cower cowering in fear and worry about who's going to hurt them, who's going to take advantage of them, who's going to screw them over, instead of people worrying about that and putting their energy towards that, they can put their energy towards becoming who they want to be. Do you hear me? You help people put their energies into more productive outlets. Your mere presence is that for people. What I'm getting is you don't even have to say much. It's a feeling, it's a vibration that you give to other people of safety, of knowing, like people just trust you. And I also get, for many of you as the crone, you're probably tarot readers, psychics, you help people with dream analysis, past life regressionists, therapists, naturopaths, spiritual leaders. I get the sense that you serve a lot of those roles in society as well, or if you don't, you will. because you see beyond what everyone else sees. And you see beyond the realm of duality, of good and bad. You see what is. Dang, you all are giving me like super duper powerful vibes here. So let's look at some past life energies, okay, that are affecting your life purpose, all right? Perhaps there are some energies that are of unfinished business from a past life, and you are using this lifetime to finish that mission. And perhaps there are some skills even from a past life that have carried over into this life. So let's find out. Lessons and blessings. Yes. So your wisdom comes from going through a lot in your past life. What I am getting from Spirit is it's like you have this understanding of people and their situations, even if you've never gone through them in this lifetime. Okay, like you understand what it means to live in poverty, even though in this lifetime you are well off. Because in previous lifetimes, you've had those lessons of what it means to be in poverty. You've had those lessons of what it means to be cheated on by a lover, or betrayed by a colleague, or, you know, been a leader and had your people revolt against you, right? Lead a rebellion, even. You've had all these roles in past lives, and that's what gives you this ability now to see beyond right and wrong, bad, good, love, fear, light, dark. You can see beyond that realm of duality. It's, the 3D realm is a realm of duality, so you are definitely in, oh, dang, oh my gosh, I just got chills. Oh my gosh, you are definitely in that 5D vibration, okay? That's what I'm really getting. And because you're in that 5D vibration and incarnated here in this time and this space, you're helping anchor down that energy and really guide the 3D reality into the 5D, okay? Oh, that is so sweet. Wow. So hats off to you all who chose this crone. You are really powerful, powerful forces. You are like forces to be reckoned with. Okay, Spirit. You gave us 4 cards already, so we are going to go with it. This shuffling is going really fast. So what do we have here? We have the Star, 6 of Swords, 2 of Wands, and the Empress. So wow, we have 2 major arcana cards out. And remember I was talking about Maiden Mother Crone? This is the Mother. This represents the Divine Mother. And so, interesting. So in the past, this is very, very specific, so it may not resonate with everybody watching this reading. But in the past, you actually were like the crown mother of a kingdom, is what I'm getting here. Is you were, you gave birth to a powerful leader. And it's kind of reminding me of Alexander the Great, like in that movie version where Angelina Jolie was his mom. You remind me of that, like this divine mother. And you were well respected in this lifetime, and you got to see, because in your position it was in a time and place where like women were not allowed to rule, and ruling was dedicated to men. And so you got to see firsthand, but without necessarily the pressure or the power of having to be a leader, you got to see firsthand like what a ruler goes through. The trials and tribulations, the ups and downs, the challenges and the blessings of being a ruler and a leader of a country, of a people. You got to see that. So not only did you learn from your own experiences, but you were able to learn from the experiences of others because you were that wise. Oh, that's so awesome. That is so awesome. It takes a very, very special person to learn from other people's mistakes. You know, most people, they have to go through their own mistakes. Like you can, I don't, do you know what I'm talking about? Have you ever had someone like warn you, like, hey, do this, don't do that. Hey, do this, don't do that. And you did that thing anyway because you just had to learn for yourself. Like you didn't take that advice to heart and you kind of just did your own thing and you did what felt right for you at the time, even though people warned you against it. And then that's when you learned your lesson, right? Or maybe you know somebody who has been that way, right? But you are that rare person that can learn from other people's mistakes without having to go through them yourself, without having to make that mistake yourself. Wow. Again, dang, that crone energy is so powerful. We also have the star energy here. And I'm getting this very religious energy about you. And you know, I felt this earlier. I didn't know quite what to make of it as I was pulling these cards for you. But I was thinking of the Virgin Mary and you know how she was guided by the star of Jerusalem, I believe it's called, right? To go to the manger and give birth to baby Jesus. So you definitely lived in that time. And perhaps in your lifetime when you were, you know, this queen or this empress, it was foretold that you were going to give birth to a very powerful king, a very powerful prince who will ascend the throne and unite the kingdoms, right? It's very much like this fantasy plot lines in movies and video games, those RPGs, things like that, right? So I get the sense too that in a previous lifetime, you had a very, very big role to play in the destiny path of that country or that civilization. All right. Even though you weren't necessarily the ruler, maybe you weren't even someone of high rank. Maybe you were a poor woman who gave birth to a child who's going to lead a revolution and evoke and bring about change in a corrupt kingdom. You know, like these types of storylines, these types of narratives. That's what I'm seeing from your previous life. And here with the Six of Swords and the Two of Wands, I definitely see sort of this conflict. Okay, conflict between two ideas, two ideologies, and this movement of the path forward. So you definitely were spent several lifetimes, is what I'm getting, in a time of like civil unrest, political turmoil. So you've spent many lifetimes in war and battle. Oh my God. Whoa, that's why this makes so much sense with the crone energy. Okay, let me tell you guys. So the crone is also often associated with death because the crone is an old woman, right? So as we age, death becomes more of an inevitability, and death is a lot closer to us. And so the crone can be a symbol of death as well. So death of a regime, death of an era, right? And so that's what you witnessed, is a lot of these conflicts between ideas, conflicting ideas and notions, and battle as a result of that. And you witnessed death, but you got to witness, you know, evolution and change. You've got to see it all. You've seen rebellions being squashed and trampled, but you've also seen rebellions be successful. And you've seen the good and the bad that can come from whoever the victor is, right? As a consequence of this war and battle. So that's how you have such a wise and overseeing view of situations. You know, it's kind of like some people can see like, oh, the government is going to pay for all of the healthcare of a country, right? And everyone thinks that's a good thing. You can see how it's a good thing, but you can also see how it's a bad thing and how it could be difficult, right? Like, where's all the money going to come from? If there's universal healthcare, someone has to pay for it. Like, it's not actually really free. Like, it still costs money to power a hospital, power a clinic, pay the staff, right? Like, they can't work for free and live for free, right? And so where does the money come from? And depending on that source of money, it can really hurt and affect the economy as well, right? So you can see beyond the surface level of reform and change, and you can see the challenges of it as well. You're not victim to idealism, right? Idealism is great for dreams and inspiring us for change, but we don't live in a utopia. That's not the purpose of this dimension and this reality. It's not a utopia. That's heaven. So if you want a utopia, you go to heaven. You don't come to Earth. All right, let's like get that straight. Like put that in the GPS properly. If you want utopia, if you want everlasting bliss and peace, you do not plug in Earth as your destination. Oh my God, that's like so funny. Earth is like a school, and as a school, there are lessons that have to be learned, and not all lessons are pleasant. All right, nor are they meant to be. But again, you see beyond that. So you are definitely a wonderful person to consult with. You definitely provide very wise counsel. Dang, okay, boss. Okay, boss. Let's see your divine energies here. Okay, what are the divine energies that you are bringing to this reality, to this incarnation? What is that untouchable piece of source and universe within you that is meant to be expressed in this lifetime? Okay. Ooh, that's a really great way to say it. I love that wording. Thank you, spirits, for giving me that. Ishtar, boundaries. Love yourself enough to say no to others' demands on your time and energy. Ooh, so what I'm getting here is this kind of strictness about you, like very strict energy about you, very commanding energy about you. That's what I'm seeing as far as that divine representation. And so, in a lot of mythology, we have the divine mother and the divine father of creation, right? So the divine mother governs nourishment, creativity, nurturing, abundance, right? And the divine father is often associated with restriction, rules, things like, etiquette and roles, like fulfilling certain roles in a society, in a civilization. So it's about limitations, right? And the divine mother is about abundance and oneness. And the divine father can be about separateness, individuality, okay? And so with Ishtar here and boundaries, you are a very stern presence. And there's this air about you of someone that shouldn't be crossed, okay? Like no one really wants to make an enemy out of you. In fact, they want you as an ally. But because you see everything from that bird's eye view, that higher aspect, you know when and where to intervene. Okay, does that make sense? You know when you need to step in and do something, and you know when it is not your place to say or do anything. And that's what boundaries are when it comes to this, okay? You have this very clear sense of when you allow other people into your space and when you don't. Again, it's boundaries. And so you know how to allocate your energy appropriately, all right? It reminds me of this phrase that I learned from one of my mentors when I was a physician assistant, and I was learning about the governing structure of the physician assistant, that, what creates the bylaws and such for our organization, for our profession. And, there's always an agenda someone is trying to push, always something that they're trying to gain for themselves and also for their constituents when it comes to politics. And the wise words of one of my mentors, who actually ultimately became president of the American Academy of Physician Assistants, she told me, whenever you're trying to push an agenda or fight for some type of right or inequality or whatever, always ask yourself, like, is this the hill to die on? Like, are you gonna go all out in this battle, or is this really just a battle that's not gonna help you win the war? Okay, so it's like, is this something frivolous? Is this something that's lower on the priority list, and not really where you should be putting your energies? Okay, so you have a way about you of knowing, like, where do I need to put my focus? Where is my energy going to be best utilized? Where am I going to get the most bang for the buck, right? Where I'm going to get the most return of investment. You're really good at understanding that, and not just in the financial realm, but even just energetically, all right? Wow, dang, you better work. You better work, my Crone star fam. So let's get some more information on this. Let's see if there's anything more Spirit has to add. I felt like that was like quite a fair bit of information already. So thank you, Spirit. But let us get more. Because we're insatiable here. Just kidding. Okay, Spirit says do a shuffle. Okay, this is the one. This is the one too. Okay, wow, so I'm guessing we're getting 5. In the other readings it was 4. So we have the Ten of Swords. So again, what I'm seeing here is, what I'm getting is you're not afraid of endings. You're not afraid of like calling it. You know, you're not reserved in that way. You're not that kind of person that's like, oh, I don't want to say that because I don't want to hurt anyone's feelings, or I really don't know what I'm talking about. Like, no, you're not that person. You're like, this is what I think, this is how I feel, take it or leave it. And, or I know what needs to be done, let me help. Or nope, this is foolishness, I don't want any part of it. Like, you know how to cut things off before they get out of hand. At least when it comes to you. Now, you're okay with people living their life and doing foolish things themselves, but when it comes to your energy, your space, like, you do not tolerate that. We have the Tower card here, the Two of Swords, the Knight of Wands, and the Three of Swords. Okay, so what I'm seeing here for several of you when I'm looking at this combination here, Ten of Swords, the Tower, and the Three of Swords, kind of distressing, the images, yes. But what I'm getting is you're a real tough cookie, okay? You are not like cowed or made to, what I mean by cowed is like you don't cower. You don't shrink back in the face of like death and loss. And you know what I'm getting actually? This is the energy that you guys have. You don't like flinch or go pale or faint at the sight of blood. Like you're that tough person. Like you probably don't even cry when you get an injection or have your blood drawn. Like you don't fear it. There's this fearlessness about you, and that you understand that when things are lost, when heartbreak, grief, sadness happens, that there's a purpose for it. There's a reason why we experience those things. And so you're not afraid of it. And you don't, you know, some people, they try to avoid it at all costs, and it kind of like drives them crazy trying to make everything all lovey-dovey, roses and sunshine, right? People really go all out trying to keep that energy there, but that's just not what it is. That's not what life is. Okay? And you accept that, and you are really quite an anchor and a grounding force when these types of situations come into other people's lives. Okay? And with the Knight of Wands, I get you're a very passionate being, and when you choose to fight, oh Lord, do you fight. You are a very formidable foe. Like I said before, people don't want to make an enemy out of you. They want you on their side. That's what I'm really sensing here. And with the Two of Swords, we have this warrior with her arms crossed and 2 swords facing this fire. So this is that bravery I'm talking about, because look behind. There is this beautiful greenery here, and there's this whirlwind, this, oh my gosh, that's not what it's called. What is this called in the water? Whirlpool. There's this whirlpool, and there's this like crazy beast. It almost looks like a hydra in the background. Do you see that? This hydra. and there's a crescent moon. So you're not afraid. Like you can close your eyes and you're not afraid of like going towards the fire or going into the whirlpool. And you're not afraid of not knowing everything, of uncertainty. That's oh yes, yes, spirit is saying yes. You are not afraid of uncertainty. A lot of people, they drive themselves crazy trying to find stability and security in their life and keeping it that way. And they don't know how to deal with change. They don't know how to deal with the unexpected. Like it really, really flips them around and they get all sorts of cray cray because of it. Not you, though. Not you. You you know how to ride change like a crazy wave. Okay, you're like a surfer, like a very skilled and talented surfer. What a fun little like analogy, huh? So now we're going to look at your lifetime now. Okay, we're going to look at the challenges that and trials and tribulations that you may face as you come into your life purpose and who you're meant to be. And we're also going to look at your blessings. All right. So we're going to look at the challenges. Why are we looking at the challenges? We're going to look at the challenges and the trials and tribulations because, again, as you know, my beautiful crones, that life is duality here. And what my intention is with this round of cards is to help you understand if there was any sense of this in your mind at all or in your heart, that when these challenges arise, you're not being punished. It's not some karmic reckoning here. This is just part of your soul's journey because even though you are wise, 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 wise as the crone, you still have some things to learn in this lifetime. Maybe your lessons are not as complicated or as abundant as others, but you still have your lessons. Or else why would you have incarnated here in physical dimension? Wow, Spirit is like giving you 5 again. Okay. I got 5 on it. Do you know that song, y'all? It's an oldie. Dang, the 2 of Cups again? And the 8 of Cups again? 5 of Cups again? Oh my gosh, so this came out for the second pile. So maybe you would consider watching the video for the second pile as well because we got like all this overlap. And this actually came out in the second pile as well. So the second pile might be something worth checking out for you. So challenges here. So connecting with people can definitely be a challenge for you. Why? Because again, you have this more expansive view on reality. And maybe some people might think of you as very cold and uncaring, but that's not true at all. It's totally misunderstood, okay? And so sometimes you have a really hard time connecting with people just because you have such a wider view of truth and life than they do. I get the sense that sometimes it seems quite trivial to you, some of their concerns. Does that resonate? That sometimes people, their worries and their fears, you're just like, yeah, right. I don't know about that. Oh my gosh. Y'all, I just forgot to draw a card for you. It's an activation card. And now I'm not even sure if I did that for the second pile. Oh, I guess I gotta trust spirit. So I'll draw you your activation card here in just a moment, all right? It's to help activate your life path and your goals on a subconscious level. So anyways, let's get back to this part though. We have 8 of coins as well. So this I'm getting, what frustrates you in this lifetime is there's a part of you that just wishes that people could stop freaking out, right? There's this part of you that's just like, oh my God, I wish you could just calm down. I wish you could just see things how I see things and you won't be giving me those, puppy dog eyes and those alligator tears. Like if you could just see what I'm seeing, you probably won't be as distressed or upset about it, okay? Like that's definitely a challenge that you experience. I'm getting several of you, again, you felt very alone. And you felt very much like an outcast. And unfortunately, that's what happens to the crone in a lot of these stories and fairy tales as well, is the crone is someone that's not necessarily beloved by the townspeople or just society in general. They're often neglected and pushed aside, and sometimes even ugly rumors go around when it comes to the crone. And can it really affect you? Even though you put on a brave face and you have very thick skin, it still affects you deeply. That it still makes you sad that people don't always really understand you or where you're coming from, and that you have to work really hard to fit in, because again, no man is an island. I don't know if you've heard that phrase before. We do live in a communal society, and we have to rely on people for things, right? We have to, even if you are a hermit and you like living alone and you live alone, like you still need to interact with the public. You still need to go get groceries, right? Yeah, you have a garden, but that doesn't provide all your food. Maybe if you live on a farm, it still doesn't provide you everything, right? You still need to interact with like landlords and taxes and government officials and clients and customers. You still have to interact with people. And so it can be hard work for you to really feel comfortable interacting with people so that everyone feels understood. Because again, not everyone shares this view on life like you do. All right? So before I move on, let me pull this activation card. I feel like this is a great time for a quick pause or a break, because with this activation card, what it's going to do is activate your sort of energetic blueprint, if you will. Activate within your DNA those traits and those ideas and those energetic pathways to fulfill your life purpose, to really get on that path of who you're meant to be if you're not already on it, but also help you take the next step if you are. So take a look here, coherence. So you can pause the video right now and just take a look at this image and just meditate on it for about 11 seconds. Good. So that was just a little activation for you from Spirit to get this flow of energy moving towards your life purpose. All right, let's look at these blessings now, shall we? So we're gonna get 5, since you got 5 for the challenges. We're gonna get 2 more, Spirit. These 2, okay. So with the 7 of Swords, we have the 8 of Cups. 7 of Wands, we have the 8 of Cups. And so what I am sensing here is the blessing here, even though you have to work hard to feel like you fit in and people can understand you and relate to you, the real blessing here is that the more you honor yourself and who you are, the more easily the people who actually resonate with your energies will come to you, because you're not putting on a facade. You're not putting on a mask, okay? You're very assertive of your own energy, and it's like either take it or leave it is the energy that you have. And so that kind of creates this cleansing of your energy and your space so that you don't waste your time with people who really aren't meant to be in your social circle. All right, does that make sense? Like you're not one to waste your time and energy anyway on people who don't resonate with you and people who don't get you. So that's the blessing of it all, is that you are very true to yourself. You represent yourself truthfully and authentically. And so that that really helps you when it comes to avoiding betrayal, avoiding like toxic people in your life, okay? Because, you know, people are repulsed by that energy, especially when they're not who they are. They're kind of repulsed by authenticity. And so, like, who wants to hang around with a bunch of posers and liars and fakes anyway, right? Not me. And I'm willing to bet you don't either. So the Queen of Wands here with the 5 of Cups. And so what I'm getting from this is just to remind you that you are a goddess. You are a divine being. And sometimes it's not meant for humans to understand divinity, right? Because humans are humans, divine beings are divine beings. And even though we all have a piece of the divine, and so we are divine, sometimes the ego shrouds that. The ego overpowers it and hides the divinity within. So it's like, you know, gods and goddesses talk to gods and goddesses. And gods and goddesses will never truly understand human way of thinking, and human way of thinking will never understand gods and goddesses. I know that sounds maybe a bit bizarre, but I feel like you will get what I mean. Okay? It's kind of like, with a parent has maybe a more extensive vocabulary than their 4-year-old child. And it's just because at that point in their life, the child doesn't need to understand fractions and interest rates and mortgages, and that's not part of the infant's or the child's vocabulary at this point in time. So it's just not meant for them to understand it. Okay? Here with the Seven of Cups and Five of Coins, what I'm getting with Seven of Cups is you can see all the infinite timelines and possibilities. All right? That is what your world is really made of. Your world is not made of limitations because you see all. Your world is a world of possibilities. And it's quite entertaining to you, is what I get from this. And you alone see that. All right? And sometimes, again, that makes you feel lonely, but your existence, your life is so much more colorful than the average person because so many people are in this limited frame of mind. They don't see potential. They don't see possibilities. They just see this narrow option and life path, but you see so much more. And with the Ace of Wands, okay, so what I'm getting here is you do inspire people. So just by being you, you inspire these people who are on the struggle bus. And, some people do listen to you. Maybe not all of them, but some people do listen to your wise counsel and your wise opinions, all right? And you help them recreate and rewrite their narrative and their story. Ah, the King of Cups. Beautiful. So the King of Cups here is you are a master of your emotions. You don't let your emotions run away with you, all right? And you can definitely keep a very level head. Now, it's not to say you're not in touch with your emotions. No, 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 no. You feel your emotions fully, but you don't let them dictate your actions. And you definitely don't do anything rash because of your emotions, all right? So that's a beautiful, beautiful blessing. Oh, especially if you're like an investor or something, like you definitely need this trait. Okay, you definitely need to be grounded in your emotions and not like invest on a fear-based energy. So maybe something for you to consider if you aren't already investing in things like, stocks, real estate, cryptocurrency, NFTs, whatever, because you would probably do very well in that. Again, this is not financial advice, just a tip and a suggestion. Take it if it resonates with you. Now, this is your crystal ally. So along your journey to fulfilling your life purpose and what you're meant to be, crystals serve as a powerful energy source to support us and give us strength and energy on our path. So let's see. You have Unakite. Live in the now. So I think what can be challenging for you as the crone is you can see all these different possibilities, and sometimes you're prone to going down these timelines and moving ahead towards the future rather than being in the present. Like you see all these wonderful opportunities of what could be and what could happen, and you kind of live in that space even though it hasn't happened yet. So Unakite will remind you to just come back to the present, come back into the now, and just really relish and exist in the moment, okay? So, sometimes I'm that person that's like, as I'm eating lunch, I'm already wondering what I'm gonna have for dinner. Tell me if you're that person too, if you're a foodie like me, and sometimes you like plan ahead for your meals, even while you're eating a meal. And this is just a reminder, like, hey, enjoy lunch right now. You don't have to worry about dinner, just enjoy lunch. I love that message. Okay, let's get a piece of guidance and wisdom from the Divine Oracle here to support you again on your journey here in this lifetime and honoring this life purpose. We have find out the real reason. Feeling stressed or unhappy about something? Try looking under the surface. know that there is a much deeper reasoning for it. And so this is for those instances where you're feeling a bit baffled. So go deeper, go even deeper. So instead of maybe zooming out and seeing the big picture, go in deep and find what's beneath the surface of a situation, and that will give you more answers. So my loves, if this really resonated with you and you enjoyed your reading in any way, shape, or form, don't forget to like and comment down below. I would really, truly appreciate that. And if you're not subscribed to this channel, what you waiting for, boo? You know we got that good here at Transform with Ryan. Just kidding, just kidding. If you really resonate with the readings here, then I definitely invite you to subscribe to this channel so you don't miss out on any videos. Now, to check out another video, you can click on this link right up here in this top right corner. It'll take you to your next reading. Otherwise, I will see you next time, sending you all so much love and cosmic hugs. Bye. Welcome back, Star Fam, to another reading here at Transform with Ryan. I'm super duper stoked to be doing this reading for y'all because I know it's such a big topic, and it's a topic that I've asked myself numerous occasions, and I've also helped some of my clients that I coached really get an understanding of life purpose and who they're meant to be as well. And it's quite the journey and exploration. So welcome. I'm so glad to have you back here. Thank you for supporting my channel and continuing to grow with me along your journey here. And to those of you that are new to this channel, I'm sending you all a big welcome and aloha. I'm so happy that Spirit connected us energetically in this time, in this space, so I can share this beautiful and wonderful reading with all of you. Please do let me know where you're tuning in from in the comments down below. I would really love to hear from you. And so here we are looking at your life purpose, who you are meant to be, and it is the heart here. And what's really interesting is we have a lot of grass and foliage around this little scene here. And we have these two circles that are actually kind of uniting. Do you see that? And so what I'm getting with this life purpose and who you're meant to be is really love. I know it's not that dramatic, if you will, for some of you, but I do recall a philosopher, I believe, said this. I know my friend passed it on to me, and that's how I heard about it. But the philosopher said that what is the purpose of life? That was the question that was being asked. And this person said, the purpose of life is to love and be loved in return. So the purpose of life is to love and be loved in return. Isn't that beautiful? Like, it's just so beautiful in its simplicity, really, that your purpose in this life is to love. Just love. Love your partner, love your family, love your friends, love the people in your community, love your coworkers, love your boss. Love and receive. Love your children, right? Receive love. I'm getting the sense that you are like this conduit, if you will, this conduit for love to flow through people, to flow through life. Now I'm gonna just, I didn't really have to do this for the other piles, but I wanted to take a look at what the book has to say about the heart for you. Because I get the feeling that there's a little bit more that you'd like to know, all right? So with the heart in this archetype deck, it says, it is possible from an imaginal point of view to sense the heart as a place. Either we are there within the realm of expansion and compassion, or we have drifted somewhere else. There is no in-between. It is common for us to leave this archetypal center without realizing it, as the world, with its seductive twists and turns, offers us frequent departure. We may even become a stranger to the landscape of the heart, leaving it vacant for long stretches of time. The seat of the heart is often reclaimed by nature, music, dance, and the presence of children or animals. This card encourages us to move past the layers of life's tangles, which is right here in all this foliage, right? And enter the wild and sacred center of the self. The most precious throne in the galaxy is awaiting your return. And what I'm getting, we'll get more information about this when I pull your past life card, but what I'm getting is energetically, you've been a little bit closed off to love, either in your past of this lifetime or past lifetime. And it could be that you maybe had responsibilities that you didn't feel you had enough free time to pursue matters of the heart. Or perhaps you were betrayed by someone and it broke your heart, and you closed your heart off for the rest of your days in that lifetime. And so really this lifetime is a chance for you to explore and revitalize your heart center, your heart energy. So what does that actually look like? We'll find out more as we do your reading. So before we move forward, I forgot to do this for one of the piles, and then I remembered in the previous reading. We are going to draw a sacred activation card for you, and it uses geometry. So sacred geometry activation card to help kind of prime you and prep you for your reading so that you can kind of receive the guidance and wisdom in your reading on all levels, not just consciously and intellectually, but energetically and emotionally, all right? So this will be your card. You might want to pause the video for a few moments. Spirit has been telling me like 11 seconds, okay? So look at this image and just meditate and stare at it for at least 11 seconds. And you can always come back to it again later. So here, how appropriate. It is passion. So just take a moment to really, really look at the wonderful layers and geometry of this image. Excellent. So again, you can pause it or come back to it as needed. Let's put this to the side for now, and we're going to look at past life energies, all right? So I had mentioned that earlier. We'll see if there's some unfinished business from a past life that is holding sway and influence in your current life right now. And let's get some more information. Maybe there are things that you need to complete from a past life, some soul contracts or something that need to be fulfilled. So let's find out. We have angels. Oh, wow. This is so interesting. And so what I'm actually getting for you, and there's two different variances of this. So in a previous lifetime, you served as like an angel for somebody else. Someone that really showered blessings upon blessings in another person or other people's lives. Like very charitable, very loving, very giving energy, right? So that's the role that you took on in a previous life. It's like you were an angel for another living being. And the roles could be flipped in a previous life where you were the recipient of these blessings and this love and this compassion and warmth, right? Now, in this lifetime, it's reversed. It's going to be flipped. So while you were the angel to somebody in a previous life, you will now be the recipient of the angel's blessings in this life. So you will understand the dynamic of receiving love a lot more strongly in this lifetime. If the roles were reversed in a previous lifetime, in this lifetime, you will be the one that will be leaning more on the giving end of love, okay? Giving unconditional love to someone else. So let's use the tarot to get some clarifications on this past life energy that already wanted to come out, so lively. And that clearly wanted to come out, right? It's ready to even be discussed because it's like flipped. Oops. Okay, Spirit was telling me that was on purpose. So we'll take that card that was revealed when those slid out of place. Spirit is saying stop. Okay, we'll go with it. On the previous ones I did 4, but Spirit says 3 is enough for your reading. So we have 6 of Swords, Knight of Swords, and the 2 of Cups. So let me just take a look here and see what messages come through about this past life energy. Oh, wow. Okay, so there's a very specific narrative that I'm getting to pass on to some of you. This is a general reading, so this might not resonate with everybody, but this is just one interpretation of this card, and I'll go into other ones. So in the past, you had a love that you fell in love with, but for whatever reasons, you weren't able to be together in your current circumstances, right? Like, I don't know, maybe one of you was in the upper class and one of you was in the lower class. Or perhaps your union, your wedding, was not approved by one or both sides of the family. Or maybe, you know, one person was a foreigner and the other person was a national, a native to the country. And then this union was like, who's going to accept it? Because, you know, both sides are like, oh, you can't marry somebody from that culture or country, whatever. And so what you had to do is you had to run away. You both had to escape. You had to get on this horse, go somewhere else, and create a new life and a new existence. So you had to almost live a life of exile, if you will, okay? Live your lives together, a bit cut off from others. And so you had to really explore something new. And in that setting, you only had each other to rely on, right? Because you both had to uproot and leave everything you knew and held dear behind and start fresh, start from the beginning, start from scratch. So all you had was each other. Okay, so a very, very strong soul bond was created there. Now, for others of you, what I'm getting is very, very interesting as well. So you provided a safe haven for people in the past that were outcasts or refugees, homeless people, people that were destitute or sick and ill, maybe orphaned. You provided that space. So that's how you were an angel for them, right? That they had nothing and you provided them with at least food, shelter, and clothing. Maybe it wasn't like the fanciest stuff, but I'm getting that some of you actually ran an orphanage in a past lifetime. Yes. And you really dedicated your life to that. I'm also getting that several of you actually cared for and tended to the sick. And again, this could be reversed. So maybe you were an orphan receiving the care and love from the person who ran the orphanage, or maybe you were the person that was sick that received the care and love of the nurse, the doctor, the healer. And so that's some of the energies in the past life. So love, not necessarily for everybody romantic love. Again, it was just some of you that really escaped and absconded. Is like, oh gosh, wow, I'm really using those big words. Like, stop it, Ryan. There's no need for that. That many of you, like some of you even eloped, right? But others of you, it was creating a space where people who were outcast and left to fend for themselves, like they could have community, they could have family. Again, orphanage, or a hospital, or a place to care for those who are ill, right? Maybe even like convalescent homes for some people, like not hostel, oh my gosh. Totally not the right word. Oh my gosh, why am I blanking on it? Not hostel. It's the care facilities for people who are terminally ill. Why am I blanking on it? Good heavens. Comment in the comments down below if you know what I'm talking about. End of life care place facilities. It'll come to me. It'll come to me. So with this deck, we're going to look at the divine energies that you are embodying and putting out there in the world in this current life, okay? Because you are a divine being. I don't know if you heard, I don't know if you knew, but you are a divine being because you were created from the divine. You are a piece of the divine. And so this is representative of that piece and that energy of the divinity within you that you share with the world, that vibe that you kind of give off. And Coventina, purification. It is time for a cleansing, detoxification of your body and mind. Whoa! Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh! You know what download I received for y'all with this card? Because you have this heart energy, this is your life purpose, you are like the detoxifier of hate and negativity in this world. You know how they have like air purifiers, right? And people go on those detox diets where it like purges all the toxins from their bodies, and the air purifiers remove dust and particles and allergens and toxins from the air. You do that energetically and vibrationally. So you bring love wherever there is fear, shame, doubt, hatred, violence. You bring love. So there we go. That is your purpose in this lifetime. That brings that, the purpose of life is to love and be loved. Like that brings it into this greater picture here. So thank you, Spirit, for sharing this information about purification. So you are that anchor and that vehicle for love to kind of purify and cleanse these areas where people are really being victimized, being hurt, being taken advantage of, being prejudiced against. Like you bring love into these spaces. So I can definitely see like perhaps some of you are drawn to do volunteer work with those less fortunate, work with those kind of like you did in a past life that maybe have been abandoned or are too sick to care for themselves. Maybe they were born with mental health or developmental issues, right? Whether that's physical development or like maybe they're wheelchair bound, or maybe mental, like developmental issues, like they can't speak or communicate properly, that type of scenario. Okay, so let's get some more information from the tarot. Wow, bless you all for the work and the role you play of spreading love and putting love and light into the places of shadow and despair in the world. Oh, wow. Thank you. Okay, Spirit's saying shuffle, cut, and draw. Wow, I don't know what it is with the shuffling today. It's been a bit off. Okay, Spirit says take these two. And this time I can have 4. Okay. So let's see what we got. We have Death, 6 of Wands, 3 of Wands, and 7 of Swords. Okay, so so for a lot of you, you really are a vessel and a vehicle for shifts, transformation, changes. So you transform the energy around you. What I'm getting to is you're that type of person that can light up a room once you walk into it. Has anyone ever told you that before? That you really have the ability to transform the mood of a space whenever you walk in, like you brighten it up or lighten up the mood quite easily. That's what I'm getting with this Death card. Now, this is an interesting combination with the 6 of Wands, 3 of Wands, and 7 of Swords. So yeah, what I'm getting is you're kind of a protector and a champion of justice and humanitarianism. Again, because you really have such love and compassion for other people, like you protect them from these like monsters, if you will, of the world and the evils of the world. Like you create that safe haven and that space. And here I see the champion energy, a champion of justice, a champion of morality and doing what's right for people. That, just because someone has a disability, for example, or because someone lost their parents or was abandoned by their parents, they shouldn't not have the same rights as others, the same right to life and having their basic needs met. So I'm getting that from these two cards here. And with the Three of Wands, what I'm actually getting with this is you can really see the value in people, even when others can't. That's what I'm getting from this card here. And you know how to move with that energy. You let the value that other people have and the sacredness of life, you use that as your guiding compass moving forward. You don't judge people for what they don't have. Like if they don't have that level of intelligence, or they don't have the wealth and the upbringing and the family name and the social standing, right? You treat everybody equally in your eyes. You treat everybody like a human. And oh, that is just so, so, so beautiful. I'm honored to be doing this reading for you and reminding you, in case you've forgotten, of what a blessing you really are to the world and to the people you help. I feel like you don't get enough thanks and enough gratitude for your selflessness. And so I just wanted to, on behalf of all that was unspoken and unsaid, because I know they feel it. I know the people you help and assist and you show this love for, I know they feel it. Maybe they just haven't expressed it in words. But, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you for all the work that you do. Okay, now let's take a look at this card that we started off with the heart. Okay, we're going to look at trials and tribulations that you may experience in this lifetime, and we're going to look at blessings as well, all right? And that word is still bugging me for the end of life care. Why? I'm pretty sure it begins with an H. Why am I blanking on it? Oh, I swear sometimes when I do these readings, it gets so annoying when I blank out on the words that I'm trying to have or share with you to convey these messages clearly. All right, so let's look at these trials and tribulations that you may face in life. And I want to really share with all of you that these trials and tribulations, they're not punishments. I know some people have been brought up to believe that when things don't go right in life and when you face these challenges that make things so difficult for you, that it's some sort of karmic punishment. And that's not true the majority of the time. Okay, that's not true. In some cases, yes, but it's less often than people think. So you're not always being punished when a trial or tribulation makes its way into your life. So we have Ace of Swords, Page of Swords. Okay, a lot of swords energy here. The Hierophant, and the Star. Oh, wow. We have two major arcana coming out here at the end. The Star and the Hierophant. So you definitely light up a lot of people's lives. And what I'm sensing here from this is that sometimes you are very aware that you give a lot more than you receive. And it doesn't feel good to you. But because, in some cultures and societies, the people that do this kind of work of generosity, of compassion, they don't get necessarily compensated financially for it. And other people are making a lot more money and living a very cush life for what they do. Sometimes in America, what's often used as an example is like teachers are so underpaid, while professional athletes like on the NFL, NBA, like make millions and billions of dollars. And that's, a lot of people view that as an imbalance of wealth and value in society. Like, shouldn't we value teachers just as much, if not more, than we value professional athletes, right? Like, that's one of the arguments that's made in favor of raising teachers' wages. And so you have a very similar situation where you give so much and you don't always receive as much in return. Um, Wow. And that could even be in just interpersonal relationships, right? It doesn't have to be necessarily in the work that you do or your vocation. It could even be in relationships, like you care for your partner and spouse and children and family members more than what you receive. Oh my gosh, you know what that's making me think of? If you've ever watched the movie Love Actually, it's making me think of that girl who has the sister who, sorry, the sister, the girl who has the brother who's mentally ill. Um, and she goes on a date with this really handsome guy, and they're about to, like, get it on. And she's interrupted because she gets a phone call from her brother who has a mental health issue. I think he might have like schizophrenia or something like that, and he's prone to outbursts of violence, and she gets interrupted by that on her date. And so she's not able to make out with her date and sleep with them and really express this form of love and attraction because they got interrupted. And so that was kind of like unresolved a little bit in the story, but that's kind of what it reminded me of. It's like you definitely prioritize others above yourself. And it's because the work that you do is very, very divine, very nurturing, again, very humanitarian. And you're a representation of divine love here on earth. That's what I'm getting from this card. You're a representation of divine love that is truly unconditional. You're that embodiment here on the planet. And we have the Page of Swords and the Ace of Swords. So really one of your challenges is communicating your needs. That's what I'm seeing here. In fact, with this ball of knots, I get the sense that many of you even feel physically ill when you think about communicating your needs and saying, like, I need time off, I need space, I need more pay, I deserve this, I worked so hard. Like, there's something about you that feels like very uncomfortable with asking for what you need in life and even demanding it, because I get it. I know what you mean. I worked in healthcare and I had this mentality as well, like put others before myself and my patients' well-being. Like, it didn't matter if I was hungry, it didn't matter if I was tired. I had to get it together for my patients so I can take the best care of them and make sure they get healthy and get better, right? And that definitely has a downside to it, right? You feel very exhausted. You don't really have time to nourish your interests because, when you're not caring for others, you're basically sleeping or eating. You don't really get to do anything that you love to do because you're just trying to catch up on rest and take care of yourself. And so this is an opportunity for you to practice and get comfortable with communicating your needs. That's the challenge and the trial here for you, is that it's not unloving to ask for help, ask for rest, ask for a raise. That's not about greed if you do that, okay? If you give so much, it's not greedy to ask for something in return. And I feel like that's been a blockage. So let's look at some of the blessings, okay? Let's look at your blessings in this life. Okay, Spirit's saying shuffle again. So we're gonna shuffle. So we have Ace of Coins, lovely. The Hermit. Ooh, the Empress. Okay, okay. These two cards actually came out together for past life on the pile number 3, card number 3. So you may want to check that out as well. That's interesting. A lot of these readings that I've done for this, there's been some overlap, and so it seems like there's a lot of messages for you all to receive. Spirit is so generous and abundant to pass on more messages to you. So if you felt drawn to card 3 and you ended up choosing to watch this first, definitely go check out card 3, okay? And 8 of coins. This also came out in card 3's reading. So yeah, for some of you, that's a big call to go watch the reading for card 3 because you'll get some nuggets of insight from there as well. So the blessings here that I am seeing is you do have a lot of wisdom and compassion. Here you have an abundance of that. And again, people are really grateful for it, even if they don't say it. And with this, Spirit wants you to know that you can actually have more than what you do have currently. You just have to communicate it. All right, there's opportunities here for wealth, abundance, success, recognition for all that you actually do. You just have to speak up. That's it. That's what Spirit is saying. You just have to speak up, and it plants that seed for having others really recognize your true value and worth and compensating you appropriately. This card is very interesting. I feel like I need to get something else to clarify this. Because what I'm getting here is this sense of suffering for you, in particular, for this context. But when it comes to the blessing, that's what's really curious. So I think we need some clarifiers. Spirit, can you clarify this 8 of coins for us, please? This 8 of coins, please clarify that. Ace of Cups. Okay. So before I forget, definitely abundance. And what supports this Ace of Coins earlier is this Empress. And the Empress is abundance, is riches, and plenty. It's like more than enough resources available for you. You just have to claim it. Like there's money. You can get that pay raise. You just got to claim it. You can get more resources. Like if you need more bedding and more food for the people under your care, you can get those things. You just have to communicate it and ask for it. And there are going to be people who will definitely give, okay? Who will also be very generous with their time, their money, their resources to help you with what you do. Maybe you've had like this this sort of aversion or discomfort with like doing fundraisers even, or asking for donations to help with your projects and endeavors. But what I'm getting from Spirit is you are blessed with people who will give to you. You just have to open the door for them and create the opportunity for them to donate to you, to give to you, to support you, right? Like there are people who want to help you, but they don't know how because you just come off as so independent and so capable, right? And so some people are like, I don't know what I can do for you, but I want to do something for you, but it seems like you have everything under control because you really put up a good face, like this cloaked person, right? You really mask a lot of your suffering really, really well. Almost too well. Maybe that's part of it too. Okay, so what I'm actually seeing here for you as a blessing, this hasn't happened yet, is what I'm getting from Spirit. This hasn't happened yet, but the Ace of Cups speaks to a beautiful new beginning when it comes to a relationship, because what follows is the Two of Cups, which is the actual connection. So on the horizon here, there is someone that's really going to support you in what you do on an emotional level. Perhaps they'll be able to help you financially as well, right? But for the most part, they're helping you on an emotional level. You are going to be able to be really vulnerable around this person. Again, it could be a lover, could be a friend, could be a mentor, could be a coworker, business partner, what have you. It's just someone else is really going to be that shoulder to cry on. that soundboard, when you need to offload some of the burdens and worries and fears and concerns you have, you are going to be blessed with a person that's really going to help you raise your vibrations just as much as you help others. All right, because you, again, you light up the room when you come into a space, and you're really adept at holding space for other people, but it's holding space for yourself is where the challenge is for you. And this person that's going to come into your life is going to help you with that. They'll hold space for you until you learn how to hold space for yourself. And it makes me think of that song, Let Me Love You, by Neo. You should go listen to that. Spirit is saying go listen to the lyrics, go listen to the words. Yeah, it's about letting, like he's singing a song to someone, like saying, let me love you until you learn how to love yourself. All right, it's really fun. It's very high energy, that song. So I feel like it will lift your spirits a bit as well. So Neo, Let Me Love You. All right, so oops, wrong pile. So along this life journey and fulfilling your life purpose and becoming who you're meant to be, you can utilize this crystal that we're about to draw for you as an ally. It's going to help you get empowered along your journey. It's going to help anchor you when you feel lost and confused. It's going to bring clarity. And so crystals are beautiful allies along a spiritual journey. When you're discovering yourself and when you're honoring yourself and living your life authentically and honoring your purpose. And they're like energy sources and batteries. So within their unique crystalline structure, they house and hold energy to help you with certain things, like when you feel fatigued, when you get headaches, when you feel negative energies around you, when you feel unmotivated, uninspired, when you feel like emotional wounding or traumas, you're trying to heal that. So they help with those types of things. So let's see which crystal is going to help you, all right? We have black tourmaline, protect your energy. How appropriate, how perfect for you. So you can get black tourmaline like at a crystal store. You can wear it as jewelry, or you can just keep the stone in your pocket or your purse, or in your bedroom to assist you with protecting your energy, especially your heart energy, okay? Because that's a big part of your life, is heart energy, heart chakra energy, awakening and expanding and empowering that space in your energetic system. So the black tourmaline will help protect your heart, okay? And I think that's beautiful because this wonderful person is coming into your life. And so it will almost like help negate and heal any hurt energies from the past. Wow, that's lovely. Okay, let's get this guidance card out for y'all. Be confident. Wow, I think this definitely resonates with this part here, yeah, about asking for what you want and need. Have confidence. Be proud of who you are. No one can judge you or put you down unless you allow it. You are divine. Oh, that's so beautiful. You are divine, my card 4. Believe in yourself. Let your aura shine and be the best version of you. So just imagine, if you spoke up for yourself, you're not only helping yourself, but you're helping the people that are under your care as well. All right, so have that confidence, my loves. Now, if you enjoyed this reading and it really resonated with you, it spoke to you, make sure to like and comment down below. I would really, truly appreciate that. And if you really love this energy here, what are you waiting for, my loves? I invite you to subscribe to this channel so you don't miss out on any future readings. And you can go to your next reading by clicking this link right up here in the top right corner, and it will take you to another powerful reading. But until next time, I'm sending you all so much love and cosmic hugs. Bye.